So let's do something we like to call social media check-in.
All right, next quick. You want to go first?
Yep, I have it here. Claudia Fisher on Facebook. How does the future look for those who were affected by the presidential proclamation, especially LPR filing for minors?
The future looks very bright. You're going to have a president who doesn't want proclamations barring people.
Nice. Okay. Go again, next quick.
Hey, it's Curious on Instagram. Can it be confirmed if there is possibility that when Biden takes office, an LPR will not, this is very similar to the first question, no, an LPR will not have to go home to their country, Jamaica, when filing for a spouse to get their green card?
At the moment, there is no law that Biden is going to be changing about that, but maybe he'll change the laws in the future. But, let's not get carried away. But what's going to happen is enforcement is going to change. USCIS hopefully is going to turn back into a customer service agency rather than an adversarial agency. But in terms of immigration laws changing, you got to have Congress do that.
Keep on going, girl.
You keep going.
Yum Sickness on Facebook. How long will it take for the work permit to be sent out during COVID era after fingerprinting is done?
4 to 5 months from the time you file. You keep going, girl.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Raj
You got it.
on Facebook. I am in asylum pending status, but my wife is qualified for citizenship next month. When is the best time to file an I-130 after my wife gets citizenship, or is there a good time to apply even before?
It depends what your status is. If you're an arriving alien and you're married to a resident, you're eligible to adjust right now because visas are available. So it depends what your status is. I don't know if you're an arriving alien or you entered U.S. and then applied for asylum. So it depends what your particular status is. But if you're going to file for an adjustment, you need to withdraw your asylum first. So I think maybe you need a consult.
Clin Lin on Facebook. What if a conditional green card holder gets arrested with domestic violence and later gets divorced and applies for the waiver to remove the conditional green card?
Domestic violence is a deportable offense, and if you commit it within the first 7 years of your entry, or at any point, it's not even a crime of moral turpitude. It's a deportable offense. You got a problem.
All right. I'm here.
All right. Yo-Yo's back.
Yes, Singleton Leonard on YouTube. I currently have a pending VAWA case. However, I found a true love that I want to marry. Can I withdraw the VAWA and file a new case?
Yes. As long as you're divorced.
Future Green Card on YouTube. Do you think the new administration will open the DACA/Dreamers Act to other kids who are here?
I hope. Fingers crossed. It's a possibility.
Okay, Anne-Marie Anderson on YouTube. I have a pending adjustment, family-based. If I apply for SIDS for my child who's under 21, will I keep custody of my child, and will I be a public charge?
You're not a public charge. You're not applying for SIDS. You're applying for guardianship of your child. So part of the SIDS process is you go into a family court, you apply for guardianship, you get a special ruling from the local family court judge that's not in your child's best interest to be reunited with the other biological parent because of abuse, neglect, or whatever it may be. And then your child will be applying for SIDS adjustment on his or her own.
Miloslav Minkov on YouTube. If my friend received a stimulus check, can she cash it? Is it going to affect her green card interview? She had her VAWA approved and is awaiting on AOS.
No, take the money.
Okay, PS on YouTube. How many days do we need to wait before inquiring with the U.S. Embassy about the administrative processing of IV case? 60, 120, 180 days?
120 from the time of the interview or from the last time you gave him a document.
Shahid NY on YouTube. In response to RFE for an F4 visa, I submitted documents in July of 2020. They were received, but I have had no response. I called them and submitted a service request more than a month ago. I'm still waiting. What next?
I don't know. I don't know what you submitted. I don't know enough about your case to tell you what next. Follow up, contact a lawyer. At some point you're going to file a lawsuit, but I'm not telling you to file a lawsuit now because I don't even know what you had to submit. So, for example, If this was an RFE on an initial application, you're not going to hear anything if you submitted everything back in July. Because by the time you got everything filed, that's when your case started. So I don't know. I need to know a lot more information.
Okay, Blaze and B on YouTube. USCIS received my RFE August 3rd. Until now, they did not get back at me. I haven't done my biometric or received anything. I'm in Tampa, Florida. Is this normal?
Yes, but exactly what I was explaining. So if you got an RFE because you didn't file the papers right, and then you submitted everything in August, it's as if you filed in August. So now your application's filed 2-3 months. Not the 9-10 months that you thought it was.
Okay, Tiffany Sinclair on YouTube. I am an H-2B visa. My fiance and I applied for our marriage license in New York, but there is no available date yet. Could this be done in another state?
Yes, we even talked about that today.
Dorcas Lee on YouTube. Can I sponsor my sister-in-law to come to the U.S. from Ghana? I'm a U.S. citizen.
There's no such thing as sister-in-law sponsorship.
Sophia Parker on YouTube. My VAWA case was approved over 1.5 years ago. I did an I-485 biometrics over 2 years ago. To date, nothing. I still have an open I-130 for over 3 years. When I got my interview but couldn't attend, what should I do?
3 years, you have a pending I-130, and then what, she's in removal? Is that what the story is?
So yes, I still have an open I-130 from over 3 years ago. When I got my interview, she couldn't go. And she said that she did her biometrics and I-485 over 2 years ago, and to date, nothing.
I assume this is a marriage case. If it is, then you're going to file a mandamus or a threat of a mandamus, which we like to call in my office a pre-litigation mandamus.
Tiffany Sinclair on YouTube. Will I have to file an I-994 being that a new president was just elected? I'm currently on an H-2B visa and my fiance and I are waiting on a date to get married.
Yes, until Biden decides no more I-944. There's no guarantee Biden will say no more I-944. We don't know.
Jasveer Singh on YouTube. How long does it take for an I-601 to process?
Over a year. And by the way, with these I-944s, don't wait, because if you think you're going to wait for Biden to say you don't have to do it, if you file now, by the time you get an interview, it's going to be a year from now anyway. So if he says no more I-944, they're not even going to consider it at the time of your interview. So just go file anyway. There's no reason to wait. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.